Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game. So, taking a fun and exciting video for you guys today because we're taking a look at The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX HD. This is a full PC port of the original The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, and it just got updated as of a few days ago as of the recording of this video. And even though this has been out for a while, the updates have definitely made this the de facto quintessential version of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening in case you want to play it off of Game Boy. And this is one that Nintendo got spicy about a little while ago and can be a little bit hard to actually locate and deal with, but honestly this thing is Whiteroom reverse engineered, so you should be able to find it and be able to have a fun time with it. And when I say this absolutely is the most insane PC port of any sort of Nintendo game that isn't on N64, I 100% mean it. This takes Link's Awakening and absolutely blows the doors wide open, giving you an amazing looking version of the game that you can play today. Before we get too far involved though, do me a huge favor down below, hit like and subscribe and ring that notification bell, definitely helps us out. And if you feel so inclined and want to support the channel, I got a Patreon link down below as well. And when this first came out and through some successive updates, I would say that it could be a little bit buggy, and it kind of felt like a project that was definitely getting close to the finish line, but could use some improvements. But as of the most recent patch, 24 hours ago, as of me recording this video, it absolutely has just gone so much better than the last time I took a look at it. This, if I wanted to play Link's Awakening, is going to absolutely be the way I would choose to play the game. And I would say when I pop this over from my PC to my LG C4 OLED, it looks absolutely stunning in 4K, blowing up with all of these bright saturated colors on that OLED screen. But you can play this thing on something like a Steam Deck, you can play it on your PC. The only wrong way to play it is to not play it in the first place. Because even though I played Link's Awakening back in the day, I would say as I get older, I'm less and less inclined on playing Game Boy games on original Game Boy hardware. I want a bigger screen, I want a better screen, and I want some quality of life improvements. Link's Awakening has so many different mods, so many different features, and so many different toggles. You can kind of build whatever sort of Zelda experience you want. It gives you the power to kind of basically craft the game the way you'd like to see it, and that's definitely something I've loved to advocate for. Because we see that a lot in all the N64 PC ports and recomps, so why not have that for Link's Awakening as well? And that really is the thing. A lot of these games, if you've never played them before, they do benefit from getting enhancements. Even the text on the screen here, it is way more legible and readable than if you're actually holding an original Game Boy in your hand. There's so many different conversions here to make this work in widescreen and to make it work in HD, and I absolutely love each and every one of them. And the good thing is, at the core, it's still Link's Awakening, and it is still absolutely one of the best handheld Zelda games ever made, and that definitely is something that I stand by. Leave me a comment down below and you tell me favorite console Legend of Zelda game and favorite handheld game. I would be curious. For me, it's Link's Awakening, and I usually say Wind Walker for the old style, and definitely Tears of the Kingdom for the newer style. But as we walk around the overworld here, just being able to see this much of the actual map is outstanding, and you get obviously such a higher pixel count than you would on an original Game Boy screen. You see more of the detail, and the world of Link's Awakening truly does come alive. And the nice thing is, if this isn't for you, you can just go back to the original version on Game Boy, because sometimes people say they like that nostalgia factor, and the best part is, you don't have to play this one because the original still exists. But I love that fans go out and actually make these projects, even when Nintendo gets a little spicy with them, because they are clearly huge fans of Link's Awakening and think to themselves, I could create something new right now that I think everyone would love. We see it with Super Mario Bros. Remastered, we see it with all of the different N64 PC ports and recomps. Nintendo fans just thinking to themselves, let's help keep these games alive and bring them into the future, not just for ourselves but for new audiences. Because something I like to say in videos like this is the fact is, if you try to give something like Link's Awakening to somebody who didn't grow up with the hardware, they might just not be that interested in it. But as we keep it on this freeze frame here for just a moment, all of the amazing colors, all of the clear text, it kind of has a retro aesthetic, and if somebody made this game today and released it on Steam or even on consoles, people would be giving this thing 9.5 out of 10s all day long. Let's move into the first of two soundtrack samples because I love the music in Link's Awakening, and I think it sounds so good here coming out of the DX HD port. So 45 seconds and I'll be right back with a lot more detail for you. What I really love about this port is it doesn't change up the music, it just gives you a clearer version to listen to, because that is part of the charm of the original Game Boy release, but obviously the graphics here are that much more outstanding, and I really just love how it brings this game into a modern era. Now, if you want to know what this particular actual version brings to the table, I will leave a link in the description below to the GitHub patch notes, because there's so many different patches out there, but the most recent one definitely has a lot of quality of life improvements and some overall stability improvements, because the first time I tried to play through this, I ended up basically soft-locking the game with an actual event that would not progress, but of course that's been some years ago, and that's why it's been a while since I actually thought about taking a look at this one. But because we have been talking about so many different Nintendo PC ports and recomps on the channel, I figured now that this thing was way more stable and basically perfect in my opinion, it was time to take a look at it. But if you have played this one, leave me a comment down below and tell me when you played it and what version was it on and what was your overall experience, because like I said, having played through this recently, it is absolutely stable. There were no issues, no glitches or bugs whatsoever, and I would say it was so much better than the last time I played it. And even when we're in the dungeons here, I love the overall lighting model. It is completely different obviously than what you would get on Game Boy, and I think the game definitely benefits from that. And it's one of those things, this isn't just an automatic conversion. Developers and artists had to go through and think to themselves, what was the best way to work with lighting engines that didn't actually exist in the original game? And I would say they've definitely had a light touch here. You can see even in the fog, it's apparent, but it really isn't messing or overall kind of overriding the graphics of the original. It is just the perfect marriage of both retro 8-bit aesthetic as well as a modern game engine and a modern PC port. And trust me, that is definitely a very narrow tightrope to walk by enhancing a game while keeping its original charm alive. Because I will say, we see some remakes of modern games from actual development houses that basically stomp the ever-loving hell of the charm of the original out of the game, basically making it just for a modern audience, forgetting that the people that are their core audience to buy the thing are the retro game fans that played it back in the day. Something like Link's Awakening here is the perfect example of how to bring a retro game into a modern environment and just 100% nail the brief on it. That is something that is not easy to do, but it's something that the developers here just 100% excel at. And even the screen effect here when you slash that enemy, I do know it electrocutes you, but I wanted to show it to you. It just looks so good, and it looks like something that if the Game Boy was a 32-bit system in high def back in the day, that Nintendo themselves would have done. And that really is the thing. I wish Nintendo would do more stuff like this. Sure, they've remade this game, but in a manner that definitely was way more geared towards a modern audience. I would love to see Nintendo go through and make some more remakes of their own games, but keep the same pixel art aesthetic, because I think that's what really makes these games all that much more charming. Keeping the original pixels, keeping the original sprites, but just improving everything around the edges. But you tell me down below, if you're going to remake one Nintendo game that was in 16 or 8-bit for a modern audience, which one would it be? But a soundtrack sample 2 time, because again, I love the music here, and I'll be right back with just a little bit more. I love the combination of the 8-bit music with the 8-bit graphics, but being in full HD. It's one of those things that's both a total match as well as a total mismatch at the same time. And there really is something with playing with players' expectations as to what they expect versus what they get that I just think really does work. And honestly, something like this should absolutely be the blueprint for fan developers and even actual paid development studios moving forward. Remake some fun games, keep them in their original kind of aesthetic, but just expand upon what they can be done with in the modern era. Because trust me, we get a decent amount of awesome remasters, especially all the Night Dive stuff, but there's some studios out there that just basically mangle games and they try to remaster them. House of the Dead and House of the Dead 2, those remasters absolutely are a masterclass in what you shouldn't do to a game, because they're absolutely garbage and ruin the overall original experience. But something like Link's Awakening here, an 11 out of 10 any day of the week and twice on Sunday, and you know I love saying that. And I've been waiting to make this video just because the Nintendo Ninjas were a little bit feisty about this one. But if you want to check it out, go ahead and Google it. Not a link I'm going to give you, just for my own safety, because right now things are still a little bit perilous with Nintendo. But this one is just straight up magic, and I hope you guys play it. And if you have, leave me your thoughts down below. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.